Some days just feel like a race against the clock, like time is always working against me. I feel like it's already this late and I still have this and this and that to do. And if you experience this yourself sometimes, then you don't need me to tell you that that can be quite stressful. I know life gets busy sometimes, but there are still ways that we can practice slow living and stop rushing so much. So in today's video, I want to share 25 easy slow living tips for when you feel busy, so that you can stop racing to the next moment and find more peace and joy in the moment that you're in. I'm a firm believer that slow living starts up here with our mindset. And yes, there are many practical things that we can do, and I'll share all of them in this video. But I think it all begins with shifting our perception of time. Because if we can slow down even a little bit, we will notice that life will slow down a bit as well. You don't have to have massive amounts of time to do everything really slowly. It is about trusting that life won't break down and things will still get done, even if you don't hurry through your days. No more rushing around and feeling like your days are living you instead of the other way around. I've partnered up with Wild for today's video and I'll chat more about them later. For now, let's dive right in. Number 1, when you feel rushed, take 5 deep breaths in and out. When you do this, focusing on deep breathing for 5 breaths, amazing things happen in your body and your mind. You take in more oxygen, it lowers the heart rate, increases energy, and puts your body into a more relaxed state called the rest and digest mode. And the wonderful thing about this is that it only takes 1 minute. We have new upstairs neighbors and they chose this moment to start doing construction, so that's great. Always when I feel really busy or like eager to get on with things, it feels like I don't even have time to stop what I'm doing and take 5 deep breaths. So I have to fight that urge to just continue on and actually stop what I'm doing. And I'm telling you, it works. I always feel so much more relaxed and centered afterwards. Taking 5 deep breaths can be done anywhere, anytime. But if you have a little bit more time, you could also try breathing in, counting to 4, then holding your breath for a few seconds, and then breathing out slowly, counting to 8. So your exhale is longer than your inhale. This is also called relaxing breath. It helps to slow things down. It can also help with anxiety and sleep. Listen to a song without distractions. When was the last time you listened to music from an artist that you love without any distractions, without doing anything else at the same time? This is such a fun thing to do and surprisingly helpful for me to find some relaxation if I put on something relaxing, or to boost my mood by putting on something happy and upbeat. So take a little moment, do a little yawn or stretch your arms overhead. Choose a song you love and listen to it with awareness. It only takes like 3-4 minutes. So if I feel a little down or tired, I might listen to All Right Part 2 from Asian Kung Fu Generation. Or if I want to chill and relax, I might put on Koko ni Ite from Miyako Hasegawa. It's the perfect song with a cup of coffee. Prepare as much as you can the night before. Nothing makes me feel more stressed than starting my days rushed and hurried. So anything that you can do the night before to help your mornings go just a little bit more easy and relaxed, do it. I like to pre-make chia pudding for breakfast the night before. You could also pre-make your lunch to take to work, or for others if you live with a family. Lay out the clothing you want to wear the night before, pack your bag the night before, just anything that you can do to help out your future self. Do that the night before. The way you start your mornings has such a huge impact on how you feel the rest of the day. So try having a slow, relaxing morning as easy as you can. Start your days 15 minutes earlier if needed. If you still feel rushed, then try getting up 15 minutes earlier and give yourself just a bit more time. I love sleep, so I'm always tempted to sleep as long as possible, but if I have the choice between sleeping until the last possible moment and then having to rush, or getting up just a little bit earlier so that I have the time to slowly ease into my day, then that will always be my preference. And I get up at 5:30 a.m. most weekdays now, so I know what I'm talking about. Also, a little bonus tip, please don't check your phone immediately after waking up. Give your brain a little chance to focus on the here and now and on your lovely breakfast or coffee or tea or shower before cramming it full of work emails and news articles and social media posts. Your brain and your body will thank you for it. Try sighing out loud. Sighing is amazing. It is so comforting and underrated. It's basically just a really big inhale and a long, loud exhale. And it is great for just releasing some built up tension, regulating the nervous system, and blowing off some emotional steam. If you want, this is also great to combine with a little stretch, arms out wide. It's a kind of sigh that is loud enough for if someone else was in the other room that they will be able to hear it. It is truly magic and it takes only a few seconds. It's nice. For the advanced sigher, you could try horsey lips. That also works well. Or just kind of like shaking it off. Have a short pampering ritual. Something that doesn't take too long, but that just leaves you feeling more relaxed and kind of like pudding. This is mine, so I take a shower and I use some really nice like scented body wash, something that smells really good and that feels nice on my skin. Then wash my hair and I put on some comfy, clean, fresh, straight out of the wash pajamas. And then I make myself a cup of herbal tea and I sip it on the couch watching a comfort show. This is so comforting and it reminds me of when I was a little kid and I was allowed to watch a little bit more TV after taking a shower before going to bed. And just a combination of all the smells from your body wash and your shampoo and your clean pajamas and the herbal tea, it's so comforting and it's so nice. And if you want to be extra, you can even change the sheets on your bed before you take the shower so that when you go to bed later, you can also just go to a really nice crisp, clean sheets bed. It is wonderful. And speaking of pampering yourself, here is where I quickly want to tell you about Wild, who are a paid partner for today's video. I've told you about their natural deodorants before. These have been my ultimate favorite for more than a year now, but today I want to tell you about this one. Because Wild has also created a plastic-free, compostable and refillable body wash. Wild wants to shake up the throwaway culture of everyday bathroom products with refillable, zero-waste products that actually work. No single-use plastic, they're vegan, they're cruelty-free, and they're made with natural ingredients. They're very soft on the skin, they create this really nice foamy lather, and it feels very hydrating. And my favorite design with the little bees is now also available for the body wash. Just open it up, put the bamboo compostable refill in there, and you're good to go. I now have the limited edition Hawaiian ocean scent, and it smells like a dream. It smells like lychee and flowers. They have worldwide shipping and over 20,000 5-star reviews. They're a certified B Corporation. They plant trees. They're just a really cool company that I love working with. Good for the planet and smelling fresh all day. Perfect combination. If you want to try them out, use my code VeraWild20. This is a limited time offer and will get you 20% off on all their products. You can also scan the QR code or click the link in the description box. Huge thank you to Wild for their support. Let's get back to the video. Unwind before bed. When you were a kid, your parents probably had some kind of bedtime routine for you. They didn't expect you to fall asleep immediately after playing or something. So don't expect yourself to have a good night's rest if you've just been multitasking or reading the news on your phone or having the lights on bright and the TV on loud. If your body and your mind are still racing and being really active when you go to sleep, then they will continue on racing and being really active. So try unwinding a little, like an hour or so before you want to go to sleep. Maybe dim the lights a little so your body can start producing melatonin. Maybe read a book, leave the screens off. You could drink some tea, you could do some stretching, bedtime yoga, meditating, just preparing your body and your mind for rest. Try a slow hobby that forces you to slow down and practice patience. Everything needs to be like quick and fast nowadays and give us that instant gratification. So a really good way to counter this is by trying to find a slow hobby. Maybe knitting, painting, drawing, writing in a journal, learning to play an instrument, start a little herb garden, something that takes practice and time. These are great ways to unplug from technology, slow down, and be less reliant on that dopamine hit that we get from the instant gratification that so many of us have become used to now. Put down your spoon while chewing. This is a great way to practice eating a bit more slowly. So instead of already like making your next bite on your fork or spoon while you're still chewing on the bite that you have now, practice putting them down and only making a new bite once you've swallowed the one that you have now. I know this sounds weird, but there are so many advantages to this. It improves digestion, it increases fullness, and just helps to appreciate and savor your meals so much more. If you're someone who typically eats quite fast, then try this out and see if you can notice a difference. Protect your time by blocking off your calendar and get comfortable with saying no more often. So if you have a public calendar, you can block out certain sections of your calendar so that people can use that to schedule a meeting. For example, you can block out lunch so that you actually have like a proper lunch break. You could block out like a few hours of deep focused work so that you can do your work without distractions of like meetings and phone calls. You could block off anything after 5 p.m. I always block out my periods in my own calendar so that I know I'm not going to be planning anything like stressful or tiring during those weeks. So protect your time by setting boundaries, know what you will and will not do with your time, and block that off either in your own calendar or in your public calendar. Avoid distractions during deep work. Speaking of deep work, when you have a task that you want to do with focus, then try doing that without any distractions. Distractions and trying to multitask when you're also trying to focus on something can be so taxing for your brain, and especially if you are a highly sensitive person like me, then focusing on your task without also checking your phone and checking your email and having like 10 different tabs open at the same time, it's truly life-changing. I've really made changes here and they've been so helpful. So when I'm doing research for a video script or I'm editing or something like that, that's all I'm doing. Like, I don't have my phone near me. I'm not also checking my email or checking other browser tabs. If you need a little help and accountability, I know that there are like apps and extensions for that stuff, so you could do a little research there. But my work gets done faster and my brain doesn't feel so fried after working. Avoid the two biggest time and energy wasters on your phone. Speaking of which, I know it's not exactly like fun to hear or talk about, but your phone could be much more of a contributor to your busy and stressful life than you may realize. I think the two biggest time wasters on your phone are mindless scrolling and phone games. And they are addictive because they give your brain that little hit of dopamine every time, which is a neurotransmitter that gives feelings of pleasure. It's like retail therapy. But when it comes to slow living, living in a more relaxed state, mindful living, all that good stuff, phone games and scrolling on your phone basically do the exact opposite. They can lead to increased anxiety, depression, sleep problems, not to mention they take time away that you could have spent on so many other positive things instead. And I say this as someone who loves video games, so I'm not saying you can't have like a relaxing hobby, but try to find something that is not on your phone, messing with your mental health. We're on our phone enough as it is. All right, lucky number 13, let's get weird. Self-massaging and hugging. Hear me out, giving yourself a nice massage or a big hug. Yes, it's awkward if you're not used to it, but it is a real thing and it works. There are studies that show that it can help with pain management, it can promote a feeling of safety and security, it can decrease cortisol in the body, which is the stress hormone, and my personal favorite, increase self-compassion. According to Kristin Neff, who is a leading researcher in the field of self-compassion, hugging, massaging, and physically comforting your body increases feelings of love and tenderness towards yourself. And yes, I know that sounds weird, but I actually think it's weird that that sounds weird, because why can't we be super nice to ourselves and have like a really good relationship with ourselves? So give yourself a big bear hug or stroke your own arm, give yourself a nice massage on your neck or a foot rub, preferably skin on skin. It's great. Try it. Number 14, with any new things, ask yourself if it is worth the effort. Now let's talk about something completely different, because I think that slow living and minimalism can be a wonderful match and can really complement each other very well. Because when you think about it, the more stuff we have, the more we have to clean and maintain and organize and tidy, and it all takes away time. It makes our life more busy, and it makes it harder to slow down. So when there's something new that you want to buy, just quickly ask yourself, like, is this worth the extra effort in my life? And if the answer is yes, then that is great. But sometimes you might think like, yeah, this needs a lot of upkeep or maintenance, or I have to think about it a lot, or it's like in the way or something. And you realize that you don't really want to complicate your life even a tiny bit for this thing, and it's not really worth it. It's like not worth the extra headspace. Number 15, a variation on the Pomodoro technique. If you're unfamiliar with the Pomodoro technique, it is a short timed interval during which you work on something and only that thing until the timer goes off, and then you take a break. I love this because it helps me to both decrease procrastination if it's something that I really don't feel like doing, and also it forces me to take a break regularly if I really get into the flow state, because I tend to forget to eat or drink or pee, or even just the fact that I'm alive and I exist. The standard for the Pomodoro technique is 25 minutes of work and then a 5-minute break. For me, I find that that's a little bit too short, both of them. So I like to do 50 minutes of work and then a 10-minute break. So you can adjust this to what works for you. Of course, depending on your job, this might be not doable at all, but maybe then you could try this technique with other things that maybe you have a tendency of putting off or doing too long without taking a break, like cleaning or decluttering. Your phone does not deserve your time or attention when you're on a break. Speaking of breaks, if someone was to ask me if I could only share one tip for slow living, like my ultimate tip, what would it be? Then I think this will be it. Leave your phone away from your breaks. Breaks are supposed to be restorative, so they are supposed to help you process what just happened, rest and recharge, and prepare for the next thing. And unfortunately, if you're on your phone during your break, then you're not really doing any of that. So if even only for one day, try to have breaks whenever you have them without being on your phone. And that might feel really boring or really weird, but I really think that if you can do that, your life will improve. Number 17, don't make self-care an afterthought. Self-care is just as important as any other tasks on your to-do list, and I fall into this trap constantly. In fact, I did it today, where I plan things that I need to do that day, and then I feel like if I have time, then I might do some yoga or go for a walk or something. But my days tend to fill up pretty fast, and then I won't have time. So I didn't go on my early morning walk this morning because I didn't feel like I had time. Many of us are so busy with work or school or family, home life, cleaning, all the things, that at the end of the day or at the end of the week, there's no time left for ourselves. But self-care isn't just a luxury when you have time for it, it is actually essential. So try to plan it, make sure it happens, schedule some time for it to make sure that you can do whatever you need to do to feel good and recharge. So I'm really going to try and still go on my walk today. We'll see. Number 18, once a day, stare out the window for a few minutes to watch the world go by. This does two things. First, it is a great mindfulness exercise because it helps us to get out of our racing thoughts for a while by focusing on something else, watching the world go by in the here and now. So you don't have to squint or focus like really hard to see everything that's going on, just like a soft focus. Maybe you see some clouds, maybe you see some tree leaves just kind of rustling in the wind, maybe you see some birds or some people walking by, just whatever is going on outside of your window. Second is that this helps to give us some perspective because we realize that we are not the only person alive, and just by watching people go about their day, maybe going to work, or even the animals and the birds kind of doing their thing, it reminds me that I'm just one person and my problems are tiny. Like if I need to get a video in time and the upstairs neighbors are doing construction, things like that, it helps me to really see that these are not real problems. I don't need to be stressing about this stuff. So perspective really helps. Number 19, close your eyes and sit for 2 minutes. Another wonderful thing, if you want to practice slow living, to just sit comfortably, somewhere comfortable, doesn't matter, like position or whatever, and close your eyes for 2 minutes and do absolutely nothing. This is also known as quiet wakefulness, and we know that resting like this isn't as restorative as actual sleep, but it does have benefits. Resting with your eyes closed can calm the mind and your body and help your muscles to relax, and it signals to your brain that you are safe because you don't need to be like on the lookout for danger. It helps to lower your heart rate, decrease blood pressure, increase alertness, and I always feel like I've had like a tiny sip of coffee after doing this. I feel a little bit more like refreshed. Plus, if you have a job where you're staring at a computer screen all day, then this is also just really nice for your eyes, just giving them a little bit of rest. Number 20, understand that you have limits and respect them. Okay, so depending on your personality, this might be quite easy or really quite hard, but I wanted to include it because I think it's key. Just realizing that you can't do it all, you don't have to do it all. It is okay if you feel extra tired today and you got less done than usual, or you don't feel in the mood to do the thing that you were planning on doing. You're a human being, you will have off days, or you might just be someone who fares better if you have a little bit less on your plate. That is okay, so it's okay to accept that and respect your own limits. Ask yourself, do I have to do this now? Speaking of which, it could also be the case that you are just expecting too much of yourself, in which case I would recommend scheduling fewer things per day. So instead of just writing everything you can think of on your to-do list for today, whether you actually write it down or you keep it in your head, ask yourself, do I really have to do this now? Like, do I need to do this now, or can I ask someone else to do it? Do I need to do this now, or can I do it later? Does it even need to get done at all? Number 22, embrace slowcations. If you do have some time off from work or school, or maybe even just a weekend, but embracing the slow living can really help here. So if you are traveling, you could do slow travel. And if you're staying at home, you could just embrace a slow staycation. So in the case of travel, I would now much rather just schedule one activity for that day and really have the time to enjoy it and relax into it, than schedule an activity for the morning, the afternoon, and the evening, and really having no time to relax there and feeling just super tired afterwards. There's a little fruit fly. It distracted me. And if you are doing a staycation, then realize that yes, you are at home, but you're also on vacation. So that means you don't have to do anything. You don't have to be productive. You can rest and do fun things, because that is what vacations are for. They are for rest and relaxation and joy. So maybe do something that you normally don't have time for, or embrace a day of guilt-free niksen, which is the Dutch word for doing nothing, just kind of like lounging around the house. Sometimes travel and vacations can be so exhausting that we feel like we need a vacation from our vacation, but it doesn't have to be. You are in charge in the end. No plans days. At least once a month, try having a no plans day. So nothing beats the feeling of freedom, in my opinion, that you get when you wake up in the morning and you have no plans for the day. You can slowly ease into your day, just kind of feel what you're feeling, however you're feeling, like whatever you want to do, no must-dos. I think it's so important to just sometimes not have any plans, to be free from any expectations and to just take the day as it comes. You can even block it out in your calendar. It might feel weird to make plans for a no plans day, but trust me, once that day is there, you will love it. By the way, I'm trying something here with like the lower bun. What do you think? Read less information and more fiction. Of course, there's nothing wrong with self-help books and non-fiction books, but I find that when I am reading a book like that, the radars in my head get really busy, and I feel like I need to remember everything that I'm reading, and I need to like write it down somewhere and start putting it in practice into my real life and stuff like that. And it's great for getting like helpful tips and inspiration, but not necessarily great for when I want to slow down. So for me, reading fiction is where it's at. Just reading purely for my own enjoyment without feeling like I need to remember everything, and without feeling like I need to finish the book by a certain amount of time, or reading a certain amount of books per month. If you want to enjoy reading more and have more like that slow, relaxing side of it, then I really recommend just getting out a good fiction book. And number 25 is to shift your mindset. I know this one is a little bit more vague, but ultimately so helpful to change how you approach the things that you do. So if you have to do something, cleaning, cooking, brushing your teeth, whatever it is, to accept that that is what you're doing right now and it's going to take time, and that is okay. So instead of rushing through it, wanting to get to the next thing because it's not maybe enjoyable, or you feel like it's a distraction or something, just accept like, okay, this is what I'm doing now, it's going to take time. So when we're rushing, we're doing something, but really we're already thinking about the next thing, the next moment. Whereas with slow living, the key is to just do what you're doing in the moment without rushing to the next thing. So for example, last night I had a long work day and I was looking forward to some like rest and relaxation in the evening together with my boyfriend, but it was my turn to cook and we still had to, cook and do the dishes and everything, and I felt like I was rushing to get through that so that the rest could begin. But then I noticed what I was doing and I was like, okay, I'm just cooking now. So work is really not here because that's in the past, and the relaxing evening is not here either because that is yet to come. So what really is here is that I'm now cooking, and I actually really like cooking. So why can I just accept that this is going to take some time and just be present cooking? It's such a different way to approach it, and it really helps. And if you just focus on what it is you're doing, it's not really going to take a lot more time than if you were rushing through it. It's really not like a huge time saver to rush. It just creates a whole different experience and a lot less stress. So now I'd love to know from you, which of these 25 things is something that you would like to try? And leave that in the comments, I would love to know. Also, don't forget to check out Wild and get 20% off. All the info in the description box. And as always, questions, comments, conversations down below. Thank you so much for being here until the end of the video. I really appreciate it. Have a lovely day, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye bye. So you know what? I made hummus yesterday and I used lima beans instead of chickpeas, and I'm telling you, it is so much better. Try it.